I'm taking it that we are all in here because we are just also interested about the power of the plant hemp. Either you thought, or you're thinking, yay, somebody's talking about this. Let's talk about it. So hemp is one of the most controversial plants. And innocently, it possesses the potency that is required to balance out our entire body system. Hemp has got a compound called phytocannabinoids, right? We've got some that are psychoactive, some are non-psychoactive. What do I mean by that? Psychoactive is that one that will make you high. You probably thought that all hemp plants make you high, ne? Psychoactive and non-psychoactive. It's actually part of a family of plants called cannabis sativa. So there's a family of plants called cannabis sativa. This family, we've got hemp and we've got marijuana. Hemp and marijuana. The difference between the two is a cannabinoid called THC. That is tetrahydrocannabinol. Remember, I said there are phytocannabinoids, there are a lot of them. We're going to focus on 3 today, one being CBG, cannabidiol, the other one being CBD, cannabidiol. A lot of people have heard about CBD and THC, not much about CBG, which is cannabidiol. I'll tell you more about that one just now. So tetrahydrocannabinol, which is THC, is the one that differentiates the hemp plant and the marijuana plant. Hemp does not have as much THC as marijuana. So THC is what makes the plant psychoactive, which means it is what makes you have that high. But there are those that are non-psychoactive. And with all these, I mean, the cannabis plants are used for medicinal purposes, industrial, and recreational. Today, we are focusing on the medicinal because we are all about keeping you healthy without making you high. Okay, so we want you to appreciate what this plant can do for you. So now you're probably thinking, okay, what does this plant have to do with my health? When I was at school, I learned about the digestive system. I learned about the respiratory system, the circulatory system, the reproductive system. But I recently learned that there's a system called the endocannabinoid system. Who knew about this system? I didn't know until I got interested in hemp. This system is actually a master switch for our body. It regulates functions throughout our body, such as stress, sleep, memory, immunity, and pain. It's got cannabinoid receptors. Do you see that word, cannabinoid? Cannabinoid. Remember, cannabis sativa has got phytocannabinoids. We actually have cannabinoids in our system, cannabinoid receptors, part of the endocannabinoid system. These receptors touch all parts of our body, sending signals and messages for optimal health. They bring balance in our body. They bring homeostasis. They make sure that the correct signals are sent at the correct time to get the desired effect in your body. And once that system is at its optimal, there's homeostasis, balance in your body, less stress, less inflammation, better health, better cognition, better concentration. Now, what does hemp do? Yes, at times the endocannabinoid system is compromised. It is compromised, whether it is because of external factors like stress, like what we eat, what we're drinking, what we are smoking, it is compromised at times. And sometimes it needs that push. It needs additional help. But where else are you going to get cannabinoids? From the cannabis plant. But let's look at the CBG and CBD, the non-psychoactive ones. You've heard of CBD, I'm sure, cannabidiol, but let's talk about CBG. CBG is a precursor of all the cannabinoids. So it is there when the plant is still young. And because it is there when the plant is still young, it's now all the other ones break off from this. As it matures, then all the others are formed and it disappears. Now, with that being said, it tells you how critical it is that if you are going to be extracting it for medicinal purposes, you have to, you can imagine the techniques that are required to make sure that you catch it at the right time. And there isn't a lot of it in the plant, like with CBD and THC, there isn't a lot of it. So it means to get this out, you probably need a lot of the plant to get the CBG out. So you can imagine what goes into understanding hemp, understanding its growth, understanding its cultivation to make sure that you catch the CBG. But why would you want to catch the CBG as the precursor? It is also one that has got, it is known to have actually neuroregenerative effects, which means some of the neurons can actually be regenerated when this cannabinoid starts interacting with your endocannabinoid system. The power of CBG, we don't see a lot of CBG on the shelves. We see CBD, but I can appreciate it's probably because of how much it costs to get that out. The techniques required, the precision required. That is CBG. It is a precursor for CBD and THC. So CBD, CBG, non-psychoactive, and they are good for our body. Sorry about that. I see my, oops, please excuse me, for some reason, it's not charging. Let me just make sure that it's charging. Sorry, 2 seconds. My sincere apologies. Seems like my battery was not in properly. Right, so that is the plant. So we need to appreciate this. This plant, daga, hey, whatever you call it, weed. But now understand that we've got hemp and we've got marijuana, and we are going to harness and appreciate what hemp is going to do. We are going to use these cannabinoids, CBG and CBD, to activate that master switch, to bring our body to its optimal state, such that when that is done, your body is going to do everything that it is supposed to do in that natural way. Your body has got self-healing properties, and it needs to do that as much as possible. And because of this compromised endocannabinoid system, sometimes it doesn't do that. We're going to help it with supplementing it with cannabinoids from the hemp plant. You know, those who are big advocates of plant-based medicine and natural plant-based medicine have been wailing to be listened about this plant. And we thank God that now finally we are learning things about this plant. We are removing the misconceptions and starting to appreciate what it can do for us. So this is the plant.